Money moves fast, AI moves faster. My name is Steven Diamond, and welcome to the Diamond Standard. Clear, sharp, unbreakable. You move before you realize you move, people, and that's where everything begins to shift. Not at the moment you act, not even at the moment you think. Earlier, at the moment it appears in front of you, people, a notification, a number, and instantly, without effort, your mind translates it. It doesn't even pause to evaluate, doesn't even gather evidence. It assigns a sense, significance, tension, distance, ease, weight. That assignment happens so quickly it's invisible. So you assume what you feel is coming from reality. It isn't, people. It's coming from interpretation. That's the part that quietly controls direction because once something feels heavy, your body loses weight. Once something feels urgent, your body accelerates. Once something feels uncertain, hesitation shows up. Nothing external force, no movement. The meaning did. This is why patterns repeat with precision, not randomly, not occasionally, consistently. You can have clarity, you can have intention, people, and still move in the same direction as before. And even happen with the same movements. It happened where the meaning is forward. That's the effort that's holding you back. You can push forward. But when the same situation appears again and again, that signal carries a weight, not logical weight, people, familiar weight. That familiarity is powerful, people. It convinces you what you're feeling is accurate, so you follow it, even when it leads somewhere you've already been. Think about how fast the sequence actually is. Something appears, a label attracts, a response follows, all before conscious awareness fully arrives. That's why it feels like you're deciding in real time. You're stepping into a path that already been shaped. That's where most people stay stuck. They focus on the correction of the behavior. They try to adjust the visible outcome, people. They work on discipline, consistency, motivation. All of that lives at the surface. The deeper layer stays untouched, which means the same internal instruction keeps appearing. So even when behavior changes temporarily, the patterns is still there, people, because the source was never addressed. The source is the meaning your system assigns automatically. That's meaning is not random. It's built from experience, repetition, memory, association. Your mind has learned what certain moments has already developed. And when something familiar happens, you don't think it really through. It just happens automatically. That's why a simple task can be feel overwhelming, not because objectively overwhelming, but because it's categorized that way. The classifications create pressure. The pressure creates the evidence, and the avoidance creates the delay. Delay reinforces that belief in your head. Now the loop is stronger. It's the same structure shows up with the money. Income arrives, and it doesn't feel have stability, and it feels like relief. Relief moves that differently, and relief spends on the escape of tension. Stability is always there. Two completely different outcomes, the same amount, different meaning. That difference is everything, people. You don't need more awareness of what you're doing. You need awareness of what your mind is calling the moment before you do anything, people, because that label becomes instruction and instruction becomes behavior. So instead of asking, why did I do that? Shift the focus, people. Ask, what did the situation feel like the second it appeared? Did it feel urgent? Did it feel uncomfortable? That feeling came from a meaning, people. That meaning is what needs to be examined. Once you can see it clearly, something opens, a little small gap, a pause, space between the signal and the movement, people. Inside that space, you are no longer identifying, you are observing. And observation changes everything. Because now the label is no longer hidden, people. You can question it all you want. You can test it all you want. You can separate the situation from the story, and that's where control begins to rebuild. Not through force, people, through clarity. You start noticing that not every feeling is accurate. Some are protective and no longer really apply. When you see that, you treat it as a command. You start treating it as information, and information can be evaluated. That just also changes how you move. A movement that once triggered avoidance and how approached. A situation that once felt overwhelming can now be broken down. A decision that felt risky now can be measured. Nothing external changed, people. Your interpretation did. Why this level matters is because you can't build control on top of reactions. You can't change direction from the starting points that you see. You have to slow the moment, what's happening, and see what's underneath. That doesn't mean overthinking, people. It means catching the instance where meaning is assigned. The instant is fast. It's not reachable. It shows up in small signals. It's shift in tension, a change in breathing, a sudden urge to move forward. Those are the indicators, people. They tell you something just to get labeled. And once you catch that, you gain leverage. You can just before the full reaction takes over, you can choose a different direction. Not perfectly, people. Not every time, but enough to start breaking the repetition. This is how patterns begin to weaken, not by eliminating them, immediately by interpreting them consistently. Every interpretation creates a reference point, a new experience, a new way of interpreting the same moment. Over time, the automatic meaning starts to change, and when the meaning changes, the behavior follows without force. That's real control, people, not consistent pressure, not endless discipline. Alignment between what's happening now and what's understanding right now. Because when your interpretation begins to be accurate, it's not fighting with you, they start supporting you. That's when the movement feels different. Less resistance, more precision, more intention behind each step. And it all comes back to one thing, people. You are moving faster than you realize, not physically, mentally, emotionally. You have to think about it. Interpretively, once you see that, you can fix the steps. You go straight to the source. And when you change the source, everything built on top of it starts to be easier. This is the diamond standard, clear enough to understand, sharp enough to separate reality from assumption, and unbreakable because you're no longer being controlled by your reactions. Money moves fast, AI moves faster, but your interpretation moves fast. And once you can see it, you can finally direct it, people. Let's get it started.